Welcome to episode 2 of the Rev Report. I think we've just finished recording episode 1 about 5 minutes ago because of some technical difficulties earlier in the month, but we're here, back for episode 2, and as you probably can notice, we have our first guest.
Hi.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. Thanks for inviting me.
Let's let the music roll. In a gearbox that's got 170k on it, but apparently
possibly go wrong.
Well, but
there's something wrong with my car. Yes, there is. Yeah, right. it is essentially.
But it's my expensive piece.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You could make a fortune, but you'd have to drive like a maniac all day and managed to crash it and crush fractures my vertebrae.
Oh my God.
I was actually on the film set because I was like, well, the boys are going to have to carry on with that because I couldn't just get someone. It was quite tricky to drive, and you can hear them as you accelerate, and it's like, oh, but that didn't go that fast. Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing that face again. Not many people see that face.
So our very first guest, welcome Jed to the podcast. Do you want to give us a bit of an elevator pitch of who you are and what you do?
Okay, yeah, so I'm Jed. I run Body and Soul Autoworks in Cardiff. Have done since 2013, restoring classic cars with a lot of VWs, but also Alphas and Fords, MGBs and all sorts. Yeah, everything comes through the door, really.
Yeah.
And I don't know how much you want me to say at this point, but yeah, so I did it back in the 90s.
Yeah.
Probably before you guys were born. Actually, not even probably, definitely before you guys were born.
Yeah.
So came back to it in 2013. So.
Right. Okay. Oh, from a bit of a hiatus.
Yeah. So I gave it all up in 2001 because Tony Blair changed the tax thing. It was a 25-year tax exemption thing, and then he stopped it, and he said, right, he's frozen it then.
Okay.
So it wasn't no longer rolling, and it was getting easier to buy new cars.
Yeah.
So all of a sudden, I ended up with a whole line of old Polos, Beetles, and such, and people didn't want them anymore. And I was like, I'll buy it off you for next to nothing.
Yeah.
And all my regular customers that I'd had for years and years and years, all of a sudden were going, oh, sorry, I've just bought a Renault or something like that. So, so I was like, yeah, great, never mind, see you. But the funny thing, so my daughter was born in 2000, and we had the fuel crisis at the time, and I had all these cars outside, and I was basically siphoning the fuel out of each of those just to make sure that we had a full tank ready for when my wife was.
No way!
It was one of those, non-intended consequences.
Yeah,
but yeah, so then
handy to have all those cars outside. In that instance,
to a degree, until I suddenly realised they were all completely worthless and no one wanted one. And I mean, nowadays you ripping off your arm for one, but there you go.
Yeah,
but I went and worked for other people then, and that was
We'll get into the nitty gritty of all that in a second.
Yeah, no.
But as usual, have you been up to anything recently this week? Car related or not? Car
Rallying
related?
on the weekend
Again.
That it seemed to go quite well. We're still waiting on the results, but
it
wasn't a DNF, so anything that's always good, isn't it? So. That was good. Very wet, very slippery. Other than that, I've my car's booked in for a service next week. But
what's that going to cost? Is that a full service or is that...
major service? Yeah, so it's just new fluids throughout, essentially.
Yeah.
So transmission, brakes, coolant, engine oil, you name it, they're going to replace it.
Are you doing that in your usual place rather than?
There's a guy in Whitchurch called Chris Denning. Okay. He's a Porsche specialist, but he's just a one-man band.
Not going to make the mistake of going to Porsche Centre Reading. No,
Newport.
Okay.
Not unless I really have to, like I did before. But because Porsche tax is particularly bad there, but it's not as bad with Chris.
Yeah.
But he said it would be about £600. So, which I thought was quite reasonable because that's what you'd expect for a normal. Well, the fluids for my car should cost no more than one for another car, really, should they? So
do you get any cars in like that for servicing, like that kind of thing, or is it ever?
Do a certain amount, but we tend to try and shy away from the more modern stuff.
Yeah.
I presume that's your Cayman.
Yes. Yeah, that's mine.
Yeah, so that's obviously...
all the computers in the new cars,
so what we've got computer-wise is a 1990s snap-on thing with the,
cool.
the oscilloscope. It's like something out of Back to the Future.
Oh, of course, because all that, I suppose that's a very you're not going to get that much custom because of what you do.
So there's not much point. We've got a
Yeah.
basic one, the code reader, if worst comes to worst, but there's no point in...
Yeah.
No, well, luckily with my car, it's just on the cusp of the technology, so it's not as tech reliant as the new ones.
No.
So it is quite basic still, which is why I wanted that over a newer one. It's because it had the 6-cylinder and also it was less computerized, because I can deal with mechanical issues, but when it comes to electrical like that, I don't want to touch it.
Same as I got a 2004 Carrera 4S.
Oh, there we are. So it'd probably be very similar technology-wise then, really.
Yeah, it's the last of the not quite so electric.
Yeah, and that was the same reason why I wanted that.
Yes, exactly. And you feel like you're actually driving it rather than driving a computer.
Yeah, because the generation after mine has the electric handbrake, whereas that one has a proper one. And I was able to adjust that the other day myself.
Yes.
Whereas good luck doing that with a button. I wouldn't want to even start.
Yeah.
So
that's ridiculous.
But yeah, speaking of cars going in for servicing garage and stuff, I hopefully get my car back tomorrow.
It's been a long time coming. So did you get a new transmission for that, or is it a rebuild of the existing?
No. So, actually, I've been on a bit of a journey last weekend. I was by the Mary Harriers in November. Is it November? Yeah, I think. And I boosted it, and something weird happened, and then I pulled up onto the driveway, and it was like I'd hit a brick wall. So obviously something happened in the gearbox.
Right.
And I actually did drive it to the garage on Monday, so it did drive, but obviously, so I don't really know what happened, but something's going on. But I got out of the car and looked underneath, and the gearbox oil was just dripping like that. And I drove back along the road, and there was just a line of gearbox oil all the way up the road, all the way into the driveway. So so after I was looking for a Mark IV Golf gearbox for a 180 gearbox for ages, and then sod's law, I found one, and then 10 came up. So I went to. Me and my dad took my dad's mate to Macclesfield to collect his new motorbike, and then on the way back we went to the breaker's yard, which was in Redditch, which is where this gearbox is.
Right.
So we just drove the car down onto the garage on Monday, and should be getting out tomorrow. But,
nice. Yeah. So it's just new old gearbox in a way.
So my car's done 150,000 miles, and I'm putting in a gearbox that's got 170k on it. But apparently,
possibly go wrong.
But apparently I know forums probably aren't the best source, but as far as I've read, it's not.
You were the unlucky one, sort of thing.
Yeah, but has anything particularly interesting come into the garage this week?
356 replica with a real 356 engine.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, but
what are the real 356 fetch? Like, what kind of price do you think?
Depends what it is. Like
some of them could be over $1 million, though, can't they? For
it's a pre-A,
properly original. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if speedsters are extremely rare.
Right.
So it's normally coupes. Or a convertible, if you see 356 these days.
Right.
So if it's a speedster, most of the time you're almost guaranteed it's going to be
crash into it.
Fiberglass. Well, but if it's a metal one, definitely, steer well clear.
Yeah.
So this one's got a genuine 1960 356 engine.
Right.
And he's been driving it like he stole it ever since we did the carbs, etc.
How long ago was that?
I think about 6 to 8 months ago.
Oh, right.
Right. And because he's enjoyed the summer, so it must have been at least.
Yeah.
So we're driving like that. How long has it lasted?
Good summer car.
It's definitely a good summer car. Well, it's lasted the summer and an autumn into last week when I got the video. It was like, there's something wrong with my car. Yes, there is.
No. So that's what happened to Tom's Beetle, which is why. So I've sold my Beetle to my brother,
right? And
so he's having the engine out of it, and then he's selling the body on. Oh. But as I was saying just probably about an hour ago, in episode 1, I'm so stupidly sentimental about stupid things like that, and in reality I should have got rid of that car a while ago, but I'm now thinking at least I've kind of kept the engine in the family, so it's like it's just
like
so
a heart
silly.
transplant, obviously. It lives on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, all exciting stuff. So let's go back to the very beginning of your car restoring. Well, cars in general. Where have you always been interested in cars? Or
yeah, so I used to help my dad when I was single figures. So he'd be doing all his work on the drive. My dad was
enthusiast.
Yeah. My dad was a bit of a tight ass as well, let's be honest. He wanted to do his own work because he wasn't paying a garage to do that.
Right.
So, yeah, he had a garage, but it was full. So we always worked on the drive, of course.
Yeah.
So I was helping bleed the brakes, always getting shouted at. Wasn't doing it right, you know.
Holding the torch in the wrong place.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
All the usual.
Yeah.
I'm a bit down a bit.
Yeah.
And if he couldn't get the brakes to bleed, then it was my fault, obviously, not his fault at the other end with the spanner.
There was a spanner in the car.
Your fault pumping the brake pedal.
It's the nut behind the wheel. Yeah, exactly, yeah. So, and he had an MG 1100 which rotted to death on our drive, and if that should have survived. My mum had a original Lambretta that almost rotted to death in the garage.
Yeah.
But luckily that got pulled out and sold.
Right.
The first car she ever had that I was in was an Austin A30. And her mum lived in Bath.
That's the really bubbly.
Yes, very tiny. Yeah. And we used to drive over the old Severn Bridge every other weekend to go and see my nan, just me and my mum basically, and it was pretty damn scary because you're looking over the side thinking, shit, a little bit of a wind, and just like that. You're like, oh, fucking hell.
But also that old Severn Bridge, I find just scary anyway.
Yeah, because the roadway's so high.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
But
so that's where it all started, and I I was just into it, and then bought car magazines as soon as I had a paper round, basically. And Vauxworld was the one that kind of suddenly started as I got older.
So that's what cemented your Volkswagen.
Yeah, that was like Volkswagens. Okay. Yeah, so it was. I think my dad didn't share the Volkswagen love, but my brother did. We both had our Volkswagens, as happens.
I still can't believe how much of a cult following there is with Volkswagens anyway. Generally, it's got to be the best. It's the biggest cult following of any brand, isn't it?
Yeah,
and maybe aside from maybe Porsche's next, maybe?
I don't know. I feel like there's more people that like Volkswagens could have a Volkswagen, though. So I feel as it's more accessible, more people will like it.
Yeah,
it's accessibility and how much of a range there is as well, I think. And people are so brand loyal as well, aren't they?
But even people that have, say, can afford a top spec Porsche, something that would have probably had a Volkswagen on the way up, so will have a sentimentality to it as well. So even people with silly money might want like as close as they can get to their old car.
Yeah. Everyone keeps saying to me that my 996 is an expensive Beetle. They're right. it is essentially.
But it's my expensive Beetle.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So then, how did that develop into you restoring cars professionally then? Or was there what was the kind of transition period?
I got my first Beetle before I could pass my test.
Yeah. Same
as you.
Yeah. And there's a lot of stories that I probably can't put on the record about how that thing just managed to drive itself around certain streets in Cardiff.
Wow. It's like Kirby.
And it was a one owner from new. It was really in good condition, apart from the guy had stopped driving because his eyesight had gone.
Yeah.
Because he'd crashed the front end.
Yeah.
And I should have really just taken the front end and replaced it, but I just got too carried away and just stripped the whole thing down to absolute bare bones.
Yeah.
And then bought another Beetle and made one out of the two. And
same, also.
Yeah.
Guys, a running theme here.
Yeah. And then my brother got old enough, because my brother was 4 years younger than me. So when he got old enough, he bought a Beetle, and that was a whole shed as well. And that was the guy had been doing it up on his drive, and then he'd left the driver's door open, and somehow it rolled down the drive and ripped the whole door off the A-frame, off the A-pillar. And it was all sorts of a right mess, and it was full of filler and all sorts of weird shit.
So that probably did him a world of good then.
Yeah, and so we were welding that on the drive, and bearing in mind, garage still full of crap.
Yeah.
So
exactly the same.
And obviously, when you're welding in the open air, the shielding gas disappears. So the welding was awful, and I really feel sorry for my neighbours, because obviously we were in car on the drive there, and you've got a house right next door there. So we're grinding away.
So they're getting all
into
those
the,
lovely smells. and
Yeah, I
noises
know.
and-
I owe a lot of people a lot of apologies if they're still alive. But yeah, it kind of went from that, and then at the time I was going to the RAF as pilot navigator, and this is where like the sob story starts. At 17, I failed the aptitude. No, I passed the aptitude test. I failed the interview in Biggin Hill back in the day, officer aircrew selection. I wasn't assertive enough. A 17-year-old who is. So they said, come back when you're 18. So in the meantime, passed my test, drove my dad's Mazda 323 estate, and managed to crash it and fractured my vertebrae. Left the road, jumped 7 foot into a field.
Oh my God, that's quite impressive.
Yeah, of all the places, it was just a gap in the fence and went down. Yeah, in the dark, didn't see the corner. So that was pilot navigator out of the window. And I was one of those a typical 18-year-old by then. Like, well, it's pilot navigator or nothing. So I just threw the RAF away then at that point. So then, because I'd already failed my A levels by this point. I went and did a BTEC in engineering.
I can spell dude with my AS results.
Oh no, that's better than mine. I can spell with mine. So I went and did BTEC in engineering, and all of a sudden I suddenly found my passion was like, yes, I want to do engineering. So it was kind of like, but then I realised I can't do maths. So HND was out of the question. So I worked through some contacts I had, worked like top end high security stuff. I was the only armed forces guy there, so it was kind of like proper stuff in London. It was really interesting stuff, to be honest. But
where's there? Sorry,
in London. This was in.
Oh, I see.
When they were building Canary Wharf, actually. That's how old I am.
I see. All right.
And yeah, so we were like the anti-IRA thing.
All right.
So my boast is the IRA tried to bomb before I was there and failed, and then they actually bombed it after I was there and succeeded. So in my
your
tenure,
time, you scared them off.
Yeah.
Single-handedly kept them away.
Anyone from Northern Ireland listen to this? Nothing. no offence. So I came back from that and started thinking, right, I need to get something better. So I put myself through college, because I couldn't find anyone to take me on as an apprentice at that point, because I was 20, 21. So I put myself through college and started my own business, and I was basically doing my own job cards. My lecturer, it wouldn't happen these days, my lecturer would come down and he'd sign my job cards off for me whilst watching me do things. That was the only way around actually getting my job cards.
So you had your own business to give yourself an apprenticeship?
Yeah, so I was my own apprentice, But obviously I couldn't sign.
That's a clever way of doing it.
You couldn't put your own signature on it.
No, and he was lovely. He didn't have to do that, and he actually came down and said, right, I'll sort this out.
And that's probably a good bit of foreshadowing for kind of business savviness as well, because I think that's probably
there was no other
think out of the box.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, there was no other way of doing it. So I was thinking, well, this is.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have done that for you if he thought you would mess people around in the future. So he obviously thought you were.
Yeah, there was some hope. yeah. So yeah, I owe him big time for that. So then we started that up, ran that. Well, from that must have been 93, 94,
right,
through to 2001. So 2000, my daughter was born, and then things kind of changed, and I realised I hadn't been keeping an eye on the business side of things. So I was like, all of a sudden I needed to get a mortgage and things like that. So it was, and then everyone started selling their cars and stuff. I'm thinking, right, this is.
So what was that that tax thing that you mentioned at the start? The thing
before
that was
banned.
Oh, so the tax exemption.
Right. So what was?
So like you got the 40 year now.
Yeah.
So the Conservatives had already done. So John Major, after Maggie, had started this 25-year rolling exemption.
Right.
And then Tony Blair stopped it when he came in. So it was 1972. Year cars were the ones that were going to be the last ones that were tax exempt. So for years, until the Conservative government came back in, they then started the 40 year. Because then 1972 was 40 years old at that point. Okay. So then they started the rolling thing then.
Right.
So, and it changed people's perspective. They thought, well, if it's going to be, it was only tax exempt, it wasn't MOT exempt back then.
Right.
If I'm gonna pay tax on an old car, I might as well get a new car. And it's kind of like new cars got easier to buy, and so I was like, right, that's it.
So the market for slightly older cars just went straight out the window. Then.
Yeah,
and the market for like restoring them.
It was just gone. And I think me now would think, do you know what? I could have gone through that. I could have carried on.
Yeah.
But there was just all the other factors like needing a mortgage and stuff like that. And,
well, with a new baby as well, and the stress and the lack of sleep. With
God,
that, I'm sure it was.
She was heavily colic for a long time, and it was like, she wouldn't shut up. She's 25 and a half now. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 year older than us.
Oh, there we go then. Yeah.
What was that business called that ended in 2001?
So that was Air Cooled Revival,
and that was specifically Volkswagen.
Volkswagen and Porsche, a little bit of Porsche as well.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Is that where you started your interest in Porsche then as well?
Yeah, I always loved Porsche. Just knew I couldn't afford it. Right. So yeah. Right. Yeah, it was. So funny. Just after, it was quite a while after that. I had my first Porsche-ish, my 914. I absolutely loved that car. It was awesome.
See, they've taken off more recently now.
Yeah.
I think people have discovered that because they were always a bit of like the ugly duckling, weren't they? But now people are like, actually, these are really cool little things.
It's almost 50-50 weight distribution.
Because they're mid-engines as well,
yeah.
Because they say it's like the original Boxster.
Yeah,
almost,
basically that's where Boxster got its kind of roots from.
Okay. Yeah.
Because if you see the original concept for the Boxster, they take some styling cues from it another bit.
Oh, a bit more squared off kind of thing.
Do you remember we saw that in Porsche Stuttgart?
in the Porsche Museum?
There was like
I don't.
That was quite cool.
The main thing that there are two things that were my favourite things from that museum. One is the Cayenne that they had, the
Dakar one.
The Cayenne, that was really cool. Oh, actually, and the 959 in the pre-production version of it, and it's all like exposed fiberglass panels.
Yeah, it was like a 911 fiberglass glued to it, basically. That's all it was, with like pen markings on it, being like this goes here and there. That was
really cool. But also that Mercedes, the 500e. That's made on the Porsche production line?
Yes, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
I think stuff like that is so cool. I just think, So then, Body and Soul started in
2013. So I started a corporate job in 2010.
Sorry, so I think actually I've jumped ahead, haven't I, a bit? So what?
So Body and Soul finished in 2000.
No, Air Cooled Revival.
2001. Right.
So then, and then
I went and worked for other people then.
Yeah.
And
were they car related?
Yeah.
Stuff
So for about a year, I worked for two different garages, and then realised that I didn't like working for other people.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't like me working for them. I'd come up with ideas, and they didn't like ideas. Like, shut up and get back in workshop or something. Okay.
Yeah. So you want to be in the position where you can implement ideas.
Yeah,
and stuff
I could see where things were going wrong, and I said, well, what if we did? What about this?
More efficient.
Yeah. They didn't want to hear it. Didn't want to hear it at all. So I was like, okay.
I suppose I wonder if there's an element of like that's your job. That's what you have to do.
Yes, it was pretty much stay in your lane sort of thing. Yeah,
right. Yeah. It's a shame because obviously,
they
probably would have benefited from.
So I then started doing trade plating, delivering cars for a living. Which was interesting. Pre-sat-nav days, this was. So I had a map box. I had an old Budweiser used to come in boxes and plastic boxes, and so I had one of those, and it was full of maps. I still got the box, and so you work out where you were going from these maps the night before, and you had Microsoft. There was a Microsoft.
Vista, was it back?
No, there was an actual map. Thing. So you could do from A to B, and you could do A, B, C, D, E, F, G. So you could do all that all the way through. But obviously, we didn't have internet. Well, we did, but it was crappy internet. It was dial up, and it was rubbish. So
no Google Maps.
Yeah, no Google Maps. So I'd print off all that off the night before, so I knew exactly where I was going, and we'd all work together then, because we're all self-employed, but we'd meet up with someone and say, right, so where are you going? Are you going to Liverpool? Right, so I'm going to Manchester. So we drop yours off first and then zip across. So and there was all sorts of lords and all sorts of people doing it. It was really bizarre. These people who just bored basically, and they're just, I just need something to do. So you could make a fortune, but you'd have to drive like a maniac all day.
Right.
And it was exhausting. I remember doing 120 mile an hour all the way up the M6, I think it was, in snow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in a SRI Mark 1 SRI, and it was
Awesome.
yeah, it was scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were.
Is that because you were under
Yeah, because we had to get you're taken to the auctions and things like that, and so the auctions are closing at like 4 o'clock or something like that. So you've got to get there before then, otherwise you're sitting outside all night. There's no kind of like, oh well, don't worry, we'll leave it there. So you've got to sign it off when you get there. So you're screwed. So yeah, it was always things like that. It was kind of so I did that for a bit, and then I went into from that. I kind of like fell into logistics, which then I ended up being operations manager for city Cardiff branch of a national firm, which was corporate hell, and me and corporate don't go well together. So I was there for 3.5 years, and I found a foundation course in the University of Glamorgan, as it was at the time, for business management degree.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, right, I'm doing that. So I did that on my days off.
So what year was that then?
This would have been 2011.
So that's the foreshadowing of starting up again.
Yes, basically. Yeah. So this is my. I always wanted to start up again. I always knew I was going to at some point.
Yeah.
But I always had an excuse not to.
Right.
Because I'd get cold feet thinking, oh, I can't do that again.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I was in a really well-paid job, and you know all the corporate trimmings and stuff like that, but I hated my life. Yeah. And so I was doing stuff on the side anyway. So I had a little sort of workshop. When you could get cheap workshops, and I just sort of flip cars. It was nice and easy to do back then.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I found a workshop, like a proper genuine decent workshop, and everything kind of fell into place. And I thought,
where was this? Not where you are now.
No, this was in Tremorfa.
Oh, right.
And it was like a startup unit, but it wasn't. It was big enough. It was plenty big enough. And I was thinking, crap, I've run out of excuses now, because we had a coffee shop in the front, back in the beginning. So this is before the days of Caffeine and Machine and obviously Baffle House.
Perfect. Yeah.
So we were the first outside of London, really, because you had Ace Cafe in London. So I tried to base it on the Ace Cafe sort of thing, because everyone used to drive to.
So
London.
Actually, you need to contact Baffle House and
you
owe me.
Is that George North? Yeah. Yeah. But so we had all sorts going on there. It was great, but that was the reason for having that, was to have two businesses to kind of share the load, because that was my way of thinking. I need to make sure that it's going to work.
Yeah.
I came up with the idea of Body and Soul, the name, while I was in uni actually, and I don't know, I was like messing around. You know when you're in a centre of learning, and then like everyone around you is kind of like learning, and it kind of freed up my mind a little bit, and it just came to me and bing. And then one of the other people on my course, she was doing sign writing and stuff, and she said I could do you a logo. So she did my logo for free, which was brilliant. So so everything just kind of fell into place, and I was like, right, that's it, we're doing it.
Yeah.
And so I went and got the
Who was we then? Were you with?
Well, me and the wife essentially.
Oh, right.
Jill was running the coffee shop side of things. So.
Right. Okay. Is she still involved in?
She does very part time now. She does the HR and wages and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's not easy working with your spouse, I tell you. She'd be the second one to tell you that. But I was going to say, so I went to get it incorporated. It's a limited company, and it came back. So they actually did all the paperwork for me, Business Wales, and when it came back, it came with the 21st of March. It was incorporated. So. My brother died in 2004, and it was his birthday was the 21st of March. Oh. So when I saw that on the incorporation thing, I was like, that's a sign. So so that's one of the little things that because he used to help us in the old place, you see.
Right.
He was in Southampton University while I was running the old place, but he used to come back in the summers and stuff like that, and he used to put his absolute heart and soul into getting us catching up and stuff, because we'd always be falling behind his old cars. So he'd help us catch up and then disappear off to uni again then. So I thought we need to sort of have a bit of a tip of the hat to him this time round.
Awesome. So what what would you say now then? Is from then to now? Would you say there's a top 5 of things that you've had in the workshop?
Oof, that's going to piss a lot of people off if I don't use their car, isn't it? God, blimey. We've done all sorts. We've done an Aston Martin DB2/4. That was...
Wow,
that was a
that is special.
Yeah, that was real special.
I mean, we were just analysing my car spotting from when I was in London before Christmas, and I'm sure it'll be the same. But one of my favourite cars wasn't the most valuable. It was the Range Rover 6x6 that I spotted.
Oh, okay.
Which is really cool.
Yeah, that is a cool
but
car.
I bet there are some like that as well that you've had.
Yeah, we've done a lot of weird cars.
What's the weirdest?
Ooh. Probably the snow tracks for his Dark Materials. So we did oh God, that was a mare. So we got approached by Bad Wolf that were doing their filming, and they said, so we've got these 2 snow tracks. Right, okay. We need them for filming. Okay, well, look, go and have a look around them. And
I bet there's a lot of embargo and stuff, so you've got to keep it a secret.
Yeah,
so that's a nightmare.
We signed non-NDA. Yeah. But obviously they're only for until it's filmed and stuff like that. So I can talk about certain things about it now, but I probably wouldn't be able to give you the whole nitty gritty. But yeah, these things have been in a Scottish farmer's field for decades apparently, and you could tell that they were absolutely shitty. Right. And so they're like, so we need these for filming, right? Okay, yeah, should be all right. So. Hadn't heard back from them, so maybe it's not going to happen. And then all of a sudden I get a phone call saying, it's a goer. Can you get them picked up from us? So okay. So we got a low loader to pick them up, bring them round to us. Yeah. So we're going to need the first one in 3 weeks' time. Like, sorry, 3 weeks. Okay. And these things, they are really like one-offs. So they had the steering relied on putting extra pressure on one track than the other, so it would turn.
Okay.
And it was a cast. So if you bear in mind, so if it's not turning whilst you're turning that steering, it snaps the casting. So the one was already missing, so we weren't sure what we were going to do with that one. So we thought, all right, we'll focus on the one which is all in one piece. So we did all the rest of it, this, that, and the other. In 2.5, 3 weeks, we'd done it. Then they said, right, so up to Canada Lakes now to try it out. And we're going on the dirt tracks and stuff. And as we started to try and turn to go around quite a hard corner, steering snapped.
Oh my God.
So, okay, what are we going to do? So we managed to, and it was a mess. We had to pull the back around so I could then sort of like drive it straight for a little bit and then pull it around straight, because it's up in the middle of nowhere.
By what's it called? By junction 32.
Yeah, by Michigan. Yeah. And so we managed to get it back. And we were thinking the only way we can do is actually make this out of mild steel. So we copied what they had there, but made it out of mild steel.
Well, that must have been handy for the second one as well, then.
Yes. So this is what we thought. Right. So we've got all these bits. So yeah, we would have had to do that for that one, but we ended up doing it for both. But there was all sorts of little things like that, and these were VW flat 4 engines, but they were just post-war. They were 1950s ones, and they were.
Why did they choose those as a?
Because they were air cooled,
base.
so it was easier, and they were front mounted.
Yeah.
It was weird. So it was really.
I mean, why did the production?
Why did this? Because they had this thing that the. I can't even remember the name of the army now, but we were. I say we because I was filmed.
Yeah. Were you?
Yeah, that was the other thing. Okay, we need someone to drive it on set. I'm like, oh shit! so the last week that they were doing the second one, which they wanted within a week, I was actually on the film set because I was like, well, the boys are going to have to carry on with that because I couldn't just get someone. It was quite tricky to drive, and obviously I'd done the trial thing, so I was like, right, it'll have to be me.
I mean, if someone approached me and said, "Oh, we need someone to drive," I'd be like, "I'm free."
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was weird. There's a small bit on there where you can, if you slow it right down and pause, you can just about tell. If you know it's me, you say, "Oh yeah, that's you." But apart from that, the amount of takes we had to do was ridiculous.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And these things, because they're air cooled,
they don't like sitting.
No, and they seize up, the heat seize. So we had one of our mechanics at the time on site, and he'd have to come running over with a hammer, lift the bonnet up, smack it, and it would start up again. It was just because it was heat seized, and it was just like because they run again. It was like, oh shit, and you got all these people's eyes on you because you've got all these extras. The scene where we're all coming across, basically the Brecon Beacons, we're all coming across, we're all escaping from whatever it was, and there's like 50, 60 people in this whole shot. So when the thing wouldn't start and everyone's like screaming at you, and we also kicked off a track at one point as well. Oh, God. And this is boggy ground as well. Yeah. So we had to push it up on the one side and try and put the track back on.
Oh my God.
Director comes over and he's going, "Who's in charge of this?" And he's like proper kicking off.
Oh,
I was like, not now. Like, I am. Thinking, go on, I double dare you. Yeah. And he's like, it's costing us something like £100,000 an hour or something for this. And I was like, well, it's going to cost you even more if you keep on talking.
Yeah.
But, it was, stress levels were
high.
Yes.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
Astronomical. But it was good, but...
It's a good experience and a thing to put your name to, but also, at the time, you probably think I could have done without this.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was... We thought it was going to lead on to other things. We've done a couple of others since then. We've done something for War of the Worlds and things like that. But
right, that's cool.
Yeah, an upside down Skoda Octavia estate.
Upside down. Oh, right.
So it drove into the River Seine. That was the film,
right?
Because it's the one with they did in conjunction with Canal Plus or whatever it is, the French ones. So they were filming it as if it was in the River Seine. So the guy was inside it,
right?
But they didn't want to film it in a river. So instead, the river was inside it, so we had to fill it up with water.
Oh.
So we had to put it upside down. We had to take all the windows out, weld all the doors up, put plastic in where the windows were, and make sure that was all bonded up. And then we had to put like escape hatches for the water in the back, escape hatches in the top for the driver, and it all had to be in a frame so that they could move it around and stuff. And it was
oh my God! Oh, so the shot is as if the car is upside down in water.
Yes, yeah. So obviously the water is there. You can't really tell on the shot where the water is, but
right.
But we couldn't stop it from leaking, so they basically had to just put a hose into it, just running.
Keep it going.
Yeah, I mean, it leaks from everywhere. It's you're guaranteed to find a hole somewhere.
Yeah.
So it was horrendous. That was another headache.
God. Yeah. Have you been approached by anyone? Speaking of weird, really weird. I think this is really weird. Have you been approached by anyone to convert their classic car to electric or anything?
Yeah.
Or anything annoying like that?
We've done one to a degree so far. It's coming back to us in March for final bits.
Oh.
Right. So hear me out first. So it's a 1972 911 Targa.
Yeah.
But it came from America's Jersey.
Right.
Then sat in Jersey with no windscreen in it for years. It was rotten. No engine, no gearbox, no drivetrain, nothing. So he's essentially bought a complete shed that would never ever going to go back on the road.
Right.
When we first took a look at it and we cut it in half, started again because it was so rotten. It was so we bought a new floor pan.
How long ago was it in the shop in that state?
6-7 years ago.
I was it red?
It was in red oxide.
I think I came in. It was in there.
Yes.
And the floor was just more hole than floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. That would have been it.
Yeah.
Well, we bought a brand new floor, and then set it up on the Black Hawk, and even the new floor was 2 centimeters out on the one corner. Oh. So we set all that up properly, and then built the whole thing up from that. Yeah. Basically, and it was just So now it's gone over to Electrogenic, I think it is, over in Bicester.
Okay.
They've just finishing off the electronic side of things, and it's coming back to us for little sort of.
Do they just do
touches.
Electronic?
Yeah, that's what
stuff,
they do. Yeah.
Conversions. Yeah. Right.
So it'll be a Tesla motor and battery packs front and rear. And
I mean, do you remember?
Yeah.
The reason I ask is because I just don't understand why you.
See, now I wouldn't. If someone came to me and said, "I got this lovely 911,"
and it's all working properly, you wouldn't want to take one that was like already a good example. But if it's literally unsalvageable as a proper combustion engine car, then you might as well. Because if it's between it being scrapped,
it never would have made it onto the roads. You wouldn't have. You would have had to pay a fortune for an engine, and it would never be matching numbers. And it was already rotten anyway.
Yeah, you probably spend more than what the car's actually worth.
Yes,
to put it right.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Do
which
you-
is fair then.
Do you remember walking around Goodwood a few years ago and we saw these electric classic cars stand?
Oh yeah.
And there was this, what caught my eye initially is this beautiful Ferrari Testarossa. I go running over to the stand and then I look up and it says electric classic cars. So I'm like,
But they did
no.
take out a working engine from one,
And-
from a Testarossa.
Yeah, and well, this is it. It's this one. I
Is
think.
this Moggy? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no Moggy. So Moggy and I
right.
used to have 914s at the same time. So
Oh,
I actually
okay.
bought an engine off him.
Oh, really?
Back in the days when he used to have engines, yeah.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so
okay.
I know Moggy, yeah.
Oh,
So,
right.
it was a
How
fact
do you know
they
him?
took out.
We were in, DDK, Deutsche Klassiker, whatever, the
Oh,
DDK online forum, basically.
Ah,
yes.
okay.
So that's how we used to do the, that's how I bought all my bits for my 914 to keep that going back in the day. Yeah.
Oh, no way. Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, we weren't the biggest fans, so we had the fact that they'd taken a perfectly good engine out of this lovely old, Testarossa.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
were like, it was running perfectly. But then we were like, just took it out.
Oh,
And then that's when we were like, that's ruined it.
I mean,
yeah, that's
the
not
benefit
criminal.
for these, like, it seems to me like it's the target market is like these techie interested people who are these tech enthusiasts who are like buying Teslas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like
More
not the
for-
Tesla owners who are just normally buying them for day commute, but the people who are actually enthusiasts.
yeah, like
Yes.
more
It's
of like a
oh, I'd love that.
computer interest than a car interest.
Yeah, indeed, yeah.
To then say, oh, look at my Tesla with a official Ferrari body on. It's the sort of thing you'd spend a fortune on it just to say to your friends, wow, look what I've got.
Yeah.
But like the actual specs are, impressive compared to Testarossa specs. Like this is saying
Yeah.
600 horsepower, and I mean, it probably would be quite fun to drive. But it's still,
Yeah.
if you're gonna get a Testarossa, then
You
get,
want it with the flat 12, don't
get
you?
something
Yeah,
else
definitely.
to
Well,
do. Yeah.
So we went to a couple of electronics people, and the one place took us in their 911, and it was amazingly quick. But it was just, I mean, the old adage is you can microwave a steak, but do you want to microwave a steak? It's much quicker to microwave.
Yeah.
But, and it's like that. It was kind of like, it's really quick, but it was like,
So what? Yeah.
yeah.
No,
it's
that's
like,
what I've always said. Well, what I said to you, I think, on a previous episode, was that electric cars, although they're really quick, they just don't excite me.
No.
Because I'd
Yeah.
rather a car that was slightly slower, but made all the sounds and had all the smells.
the
and,
theatre of it.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's even going from like a 4-cylinder to a 6.
Yeah.
It's because I've driven the new Boxsters and the new Caymans. They're the 4-cylinder turbo, and they're a smidge quicker than mine, but just without having that 6-cylinder and like proper manual feel as well.
Yeah.
With everything, it just doesn't feel as good to drive in a
Yeah,
funny way, because
agreed.
this one has hydraulic power steering rather than electric as well. So it's all these things
yeah.
that mine has that I prefer over what the new ones.
yeah.
Have. And although it's technically worse, I prefer it.
Yeah, yeah, indeed.
Like-
Well, one of our customers got a 912, so that's a 911, but very underpowered. But it drives really nice. I actually really like driving that.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's nothing to do with the power. It's
No.
the overall experience. The
Yeah,
feel,
exactly,
Like you said.
yeah.
Because none of them are like traditionally slow, are they?
No.
Like, because they're
No.
all still like 5 seconds.
It's
to
relative,
60
isn't it?
And,
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
whereas I'd rather a car that does not 60 in 5.5 seconds that makes all the right sounds or whatever than one that does it in 5.2.
Yeah.
I mean,
it doesn't sound quite, because
in-
you don't notice that at
No,
0.3
indeed.
of a second, but you'd rather have the feel of it, and being naturally aspirated, it kicks you in the back more.
Yes, yeah, indeed.
Than
Yeah.
the turbo as well, so it feels quicker in certain cases too.
yeah.
Yeah, true. I mean, there's also a case for like, I don't think I'd want to go that quick in a car of that kind of. Well, I don't know. It testament to how bad my brother's car, but he used to have a Mark II Polo, and doing like 80
Yeah.
or
It
anything
feels
above
like a
that,
million miles an hour in a
Yeah.
car like that, doesn't it?
I don't think I've ever been more scared
Yeah.
for my
No.
life.
But that was a
But
pretty...
then again, if you're doing a nicer car like a 912 or something of that ilk, then you can probably rely
But
on it
even
being
that feels a
bit-
little, yeah.
And those are quite low, aren't you, as well? And
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my 914, I mean, the noise that we had twin Delautos 45s, and I literally just behind you, and you can hear them as you accelerate, and it's like, oh. But that didn't go that fast. Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing that face again. Not many people see that face. Sorry, Jill. So it wasn't that fast, but
no,
it
there's
was
that visceral sound and feel
Yeah.
that you miss with a lot of new cars in general don't have that, because they're
But
so
you certainly won't get that
cushioned.
face with electric cars or the newer cars.
No.
and
Well,
you
the
do
drivers would do
more.
a lot.
Yeah,
But you miss that the feel of it is the main thing, isn't it?
It is. Yeah,
as you said, the theatre is one way of putting it.
Yeah. Are there any jobs in the workshop that you think that you like pass on to other people because you don't like doing it?
These days, I don't do much in the way in the workshop.
Okay.
That's I'm full time behind a computer these days. It's just not how I ever wanted it to be, but it's the way it turns out.
Right.
But painting, I prep especially. I have no patience for prep.
No.
And fair dues to Reese, who does the prep. He's got all the patience in the world, because I'll just watch him and I'm just thinking, my God, he's been on that bit for like 2 days now. And it looks wonderful once it's painted, but it's just
like I could never do that for 2 days.
I just shot myself. Sorry, phone's going, gotta go. It's definitely that's my.
Yeah. What about a car that you'd like to restore that you haven't yet? Is there any kind of?
Ooh, I'd like to restore. Probably keep with the Porsche theme. The car that I would one day want to own, but probably never ever will.
Leads on to my next question.
Oh, there you go. A 904.
Oh, okay.
I can't picture that.
It's a bit of a sort of like a half bubble. It's a bit like a Ford GT40 sort of thing. It's kind of that.
Okay.
So it was a 4-cylinder, but Le Mans.
Yes,
one.
that's
I know
it.
that. I think it was one of those in
like the old Testarossa.
Yes,
sort of.
It really small though. It was before.
Wow.
It was 1960s because the 917 was 70s, so it was like about a decade before that, and it was one of their first Le Mans winning cars.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. Ironically, when 914s were worth not a lot, you could get a 904 kit that you could then make your 914 into a 904. And I was thinking of doing that. Glad I didn't.
Yeah.
But,
look up a 904 now. They look awesome.
1.9 million.
Yeah, see?
Oh my God.
Which is the reason I think I'm ever going to see one.
Wow.
Yeah, it's always been my dream since I was old enough to know what one was, I think.
From those early magazines that you were talking about.
Yeah, it probably was, really.
Yeah. Car magazines.
I was going to say, when you say early magazines, they said it would make you blind.
Yeah, I mean
they look awesome, don't they? There's 904s.
Yeah.
And they're such. To
be honest,
important.
Worthy of being in those other magazines. To be honest.
Same curves.
Yeah, no, they look awesome, and they're not cheap now, are they?
No, that's the thing, and so they did do a kit back in the day, which obviously is not available anymore. But you could turn a 914 into a 904, and that was my goal. I was going to at the time.
Because they both were mid-engine with a flat four, weren't they?
Basically,
so
it worked. Yeah. But still would have been a plastic pig essentially.
I mean, that's the cut. I think I probably. Yeah, what we're trying to say. Whenever I see like a Beetle shell, I mean, I suppose it's only a Beetle, but maybe I'll get shot for saying only. But when you see Beetle chassis with like weird body fiberglass supercar looking body kits on the top, it makes me cringe a little bit.
Yeah,
it's like why don't you just keep it as a Beetle? Like, I don't know. I'm not.
Sadly, I know I'm with you on that one. Yeah, it's kind of like. The sandrail was the only thing that I always wanted a sandrail when I was younger. Yeah. Just because I was going to. But then
they look pretty cool though.
Yeah. You'd have to drive it down to West Wales or something. You'd be freezing your nads off. Exactly. Yeah. Well, Pendine didn't really exist back in the day, but
right. Of course.
Not for the public.
Yeah.
I always think of those. It's VW. I can't remember what it's called, but it's like clamshell lifts up over the seats.
Yeah.
There's a 2-seater and it's really low, very wedge shape.
Yeah.
And it's
what's it called?
Because Andrew, the guy that I do all the other car work with, he has one. It's never worked. He bought it because he was like, that looks cool, I'm going to buy it.
He's that type of guy, isn't he?
Well, because he's got too much money.
Yeah.
He's lived in the back of his shed for like 20 years. But the thing still lifts up. The engine doesn't work, but it still goes... because it's all hydraulic. Yeah. And it is really cool, but I can't remember what it's called.
No,
but
I can't either.
He showed me some pictures of it when he first got it, and it is literally like a wedge of cheese.
They do come up on eBay from time to time, and I'm like, no.
It's like, for what they are, it's quite cool. Just it looks different, and it just looks cool. Which
I
suppose
just bought
any
a 904.
Oof. That's a conversation with the wife, isn't it?
You're like,
we've got to sell the house.
Yeah. I've had an accident on eBay.
My hand slipped. I just spent £1.2 million.
Yeah. Oh God. So finally, then, how do you think? What's the future of Body and Soul then? Is there any particular new direction or kind of, or maybe not new, but
I don't know.
continued driving force?
Well, we'll carry on doing a lot of portion VW, but I think we seem to be going mostly into sort of bodywork, sort of fabrication and welding and paint nowadays.
So rather than a whole car,
Yeah.
it's just like little bits here and there.
Yeah, so the idea of body and soul was we did the bodywork and the engine, whereas now it's kind of like it's cheaper to outsource the engine
really?
side of things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So although we do a certain amount,
Would that require having more specialists in house? Then?
Yes, yeah.
Right. Okay.
and specialist guys on the and guys on the payroll and stuff like that, and it gets harder and harder to find specialists as we're getting older, and they're either dying off or retiring, and the new ones coming through are kind of like, I mean, we're teaching our own.
Ambitious, but
But if they hadn't been taught it, it's really difficult. Like Bicester have got their heritage stuff with their academy, but we don't have that over here, and it's not. Welsh government won't support it.
right.
I've had the whole conversation. Well, I've tried to have the whole conversation, which is quite one-sided with the Welsh government, and they're not interested in it.
It's like talking to a wall.
It is pretty much, yeah.
Oh, God.
So the guys from Bicester were like, yeah, we've tried as well, and it's like, yeah, there's no point.
Yeah.
It's a shame, really, isn't it?
It
Because it gets a lot of people into work.
Yeah.
Generally, you know,
Yeah.
you think they might be into it just from a
It's a massive industry.
yeah.
And although it's squeezing a little bit at the moment, as world events kind of unfold, it's always going to be around. I mean, I've been there enough times to see it squeeze enough times, and
Yeah.
But it
come
always
back,
bounces
so-
back
Yeah,
because
it does.
people will always have the interest in the cars they wanted when they were
Yes.
Yeah.
Younger.
There'll always be that little. There'll always be the me in everyone who's so sentimental about.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, everyone has their favourite cars from their childhood, and
Yeah.
although better things come out from there, you still want one.
Yeah.
Like my
I mean,
dad
that, like-
would, if he could have any car, I'd probably go for a Lamborghini Countach because he watched
Nice.
Miami Vice, or,
Yes.
you know,
Yeah.
or like a white Testarossa because of the shows he watched as a kid in the '70s. He would want one now because of that association with his
Yeah.
childhood.
Yeah, definitely.
But I think it's a shame because, like we were saying in a previous episode, I think last year, I don't think there's no way that in 20, 30 years' time people are going to be lusting after the Peugeot 205 from now.
No,
like they do now about the
or the
205
first
from
Tesla
20
years
S
ago.
or something.
No,
No, one's
yeah,
going to
it's
give
not-
less of it.
Well, it's also
That's
they're designed now with so much electronics.
They
that
won't last.
It won't last. No, definitely won't last.
No,
Yeah.
because
But they're built for the profit now, and then to kind of
well, the moment it's out of warranty, they don't care, do they?
No.
Yeah.
It's like a lot of cars nowadays. They seem to be engineered to last about 3 years
Yeah.
before throwing it out the window. Like a lot of people know Jags and Land Rovers. That engine lasts
Yeah.
a few years, then the timing chain goes and cacks it all, and you've got like a 20 grand bill.
Yeah.
But if it's not a warranty, they don't have to worry about it.
No, that's right. Yeah. Well, it's like Kia and stuff like that. And they do a 7-year warranty. I think. And I always think that's a lovely warranty to have.
But what
then,
happens after that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So never buy an 8-year-old Kia.
And because within that 7 years, you don't know what sort of.
It's a funny time frame as well.
Yeah, it is really
Like,
weird.
why
isn't
not
it?
10 or 5? Or
Yeah, round number kind of. Yeah.
7 years and 3 months and 7 days.
Then after that, it just
It's almost like they've kind of like designed it so they're like.
calculated
They've got a
it.
button in the office.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I've just killed another 7.
7 years. Massive red button in the middle of the office. Everyone gathers round.
But yeah, it's like with my car now, it's 16 years old now, and yeah, mechanically it seems, touch wood.
Yeah.
It seems to be running really well. Obviously, the only computer issue I've ever had with it was the MAF sensor went,
Right.
and then that made it all run a bit funny.
Yeah.
I bought a new MAF sensor for, I think it was like 130 odd quid or something like that, and then I fitted it myself. It's been perfect since then.
There you go.
And then
2 MAF sensors later.
Well,
Didn't
yeah,
they sent you the wrong one or something?
the first one I bought was faulty, and,
right.
and the same issue
Yeah.
just persisted, so I sent it back and got a new one then.
See, that's another thing which we found
parts
nowadays.
quality
Parts.
isn't there
My
either.
God. You're thinking, well, it can't be that because we changed it. Oh, no, it's that still.
Yeah.
So we had a chap recently, he bought a Weber carb conversion for his MGB.
Right, okay.
Now, he had the best running SUs on there that we've ever had. Honestly, it was kind of, we were thinking, oh, it's a shame. But okay, it's what he wants.
SUs?
SU carburetors.
Right,
Um,
right.
So it's the little ones with the pistons.
Oh, right,
Piston
okay, yeah.
dampers. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're a VW man, you wouldn't understand. So, but SUs are notoriously a pain in the ass. So
Right.
if they start playing up, but these were perfect. But it's what he wanted, so we changed it. And brand new Weber carb conversion, it ran like a dog. And we said to him, look, take it to the rolling road and see if if they can set it up better. And they couldn't get it running better either. And it sounded like it had air leaks and everything, and nothing went right on it. So we shaved everything to make sure it actually sat together properly. So
Yeah.
we chased all the air leaks on it. Took all the air hoses off it to make sure that it's still not running right. It just wouldn't idle properly. Just so looked on the inside. Well, did a load of googling first to find out has anyone else had problems with this, and people saying, oh yeah, so we had to modify the jet and stuff like inside, and we had to like file bits away. And thinking,
But to have to do that on a brand new
if we start
product.
doing things like that, and if we still can't sort it out, you're not going to be able to take it back. So
No.
we're like,
Yeah.
nah, we're not going down that route. So we put the SUs back on.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you're going to have to take that back and say, look,
No, we had a similar thing. We've just also finished doing a Volkswagen Type 2 bus, and we bought a new carb for that, thinking,
Oh.
we're doing everything else right.
we've had this as well.
Because we've, new pistons, rings, literally everything in the engine was brand new.
Yep.
We were like, might as well put a shiny new carb on there as well, make it all, in keeping. The new one, with all that new stuff, ran like absolute dog.
Yep.
Put the old carb on, perfect.
Yeah.
And we were like, what? Like, that's backwards. So we ended up sending the old one back, but like, still, you're buying a new product. And
Yeah.
It just doesn't.
I know, it's shocking. So there was an example of someone else, because I was complaining about this before to somebody, and they said they had a car they'd just done a service on. I can't remember what it was. It was an old points and condensers jobby, and it turned out it wouldn't start. And he was like, what the hell have I done wrong here? He's going through everything, no spark. The condenser that he had brand spanking new out of the box
Is it short?
didn't work.
Oh.
It just did not work. It was just, so he put the old condenser back on. Worked.
Yeah. It's,
I mean, and it was a Lucas as well.
good
Lucas
one as
isn't what it used to be. Minus the
Well,
different company nowadays. But yeah,
Well, that's the thing. A lot of these like reputable companies have been bought out
Yeah.
by, generally Chinese
Well,
companies.
yeah.
a little bit off topic, but like MG.
Well, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
yeah.
What? How
Well,
can they possibly use the same name?
Well,
as the-
they buy the
it's different
brand
colour.
because it's
Yeah.
trustworthy and
Yeah.
people associate it with trust.
Yeah.
Than
But like,
they
do you associate
something
that
else
with
it.
like intrinsically British heritage, and then
Mini
cars
BMW.
well, yeah. Well, that was my mistake when I bought my R53. It was bloody
right.
Peugeot engine in there.
Yeah.
He said, "Oh, I don't." It was in what's the overpriced BMW servicing garage in Splot by. Oh, anyway,
Well,
it's
there was sitting there
anyway.
down.
It's an independent Vox.
B&R.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Not to mention names.
Yes. Delete that bit.
So it was in there to have the timing chain done because I thought I could hear the famous death rattle.
Yeah.
Sorry, this is the R56, still Peugeot engine, but and he said I don't think that it's that, and I don't really want to open up a can of worms. I said I think I opened up the can of worms when I bought the car, to be honest. So it's like and then the next car I bought was the Volkswagen Golf. I was like, backing Volkswagen.
Don't mention the gearbox.
Yeah, that's reliable. Yeah, my dad said earlier, it's been good though, hasn't it? I was like, yeah, after a gearbox and a bottom end to rebuild
I
and
forgot what happened.
oh yeah, I drove
His
to
timing chain.
no, it was
the sprocket at the bottom.
The chain was
connecting.
fine.
Oh.
but I took it I drove it to the garage because the oil light kept coming on. I was like, so I was driving it really tentatively for about 2 or 3 days back and forth to work, and then I drove it to the garage, and he said they took the sump off, and there was the oil pump gear in the bottom of the sump.
Oh shit.
And the timing chain tensioner as well in the bottom.
Right.
So
I
and it was
wonder how long that was.
Yeah.
For.
but like
still running.
if I'd driven another mile, I might have just completely.
Yeah, all the
Yeah.
valves would have hit all the pistons, and that would have been a very
Yeah.
expensive, probably write-off.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you sent me the picture, and I was like, "That's bad." I was like, "You should buy a lottery ticket today." That's what I was thinking. I was like, "You're the luckiest man alive."
But yeah, shall we get on to our car of the week?
Oh yes. No.
Speaking of awesome cars that have been in our news this week, so shall I? I'll go first.
You go first.
With I I think this is the best car of all of them. So I found a Porsche Cayenne Turbo S, but the first gen, so it's the 955, I think. Yeah, it's pretty. No, this is the 957 actually, because it's got the facelift, I think. But it's a nice. It's a really very clean example. I think most of them go for around £5 or £6 grand normally. But this one is a bit more expensive because I think it's got
well kept,
low mileage. But what do you reckon, price wise?
Well, to be honest, I'm going to sound like a right snob now, but this sort of Porsche leaves me cold.
Oh right. Well, I mean, I suppose it's not really it's Porsche chasing the market that isn't Porsche.
It's SUVs. I can't feel the love. Got to be honest. I'm the wrong man to ask.
9,900.
Oh, okay.
So it's a bit.
I'm way out of touch on those things.
But it's got the twin turbo 4.8 upgraded from the 4.5 of the previous generation.
Yeah.
Twin turbo, about 550 horsepower, I think. So I think it shifts. I think it'd be quite fun to.
Yeah,
I don't know whether it would be a bit boaty.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah.
It's kind of like an SUV. It's kind of like all that power, and it's like up there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, I really miss driving. I did a bit of delivering for Amazon.
Oh,
I really miss driving the vans.
Yeah, because you got that vision, haven't you? Yeah. The pickup is like that, but yeah.
What pickup is it?
It's a Fiat fullback, which was essentially a Mitsubishi L200.
Okay.
But because Fiat threw all the toys at it, it's got a bit more than the Mitsubishi has. So.
Yeah.
That'll be my one.
What's your second?
Be more your interest. DBS.
Oh, you were.
Original DBS.
Yeah.
Again, this is one of my dad's favourites because James Bond.
Yeah.
The skis that came from underneath it.
Yeah. Now see, they're ugly, but
I like it.
So ugly they're pretty.
It reminds me. I think they were chasing after the Mustang look.
Yes,
at
definitely.
the time. But again, British V8. I think they look really cool. I love that bonnet vent.
NA V8 as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. From back then, it would be. But yeah, it's
interesting wheels.
Just that interior.
It's classic, like that era.
It's very much that era.
Blocky.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this one has. I'll see how many miles it's got, then you can make a guess. 73,000 miles from 1972. So same age as my dad as well.
Oh, okay. Your dad's a year older than me.
There we are. So yeah, how many thousand?
Oh, see now I'm not too sure because that's the era that I always.
You always
said
associate
it's going to be cheaper, isn't it? But it's probably not.
Are we in the realm of like 60 to 80-ish?
A bit higher.
Or
is it?
Okay, is it going to be
bubbled a bit?
Yeah.
From
what, like double?
Isn't it not 100k somewhere around there?
More.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Dear God. 120,000.
170.
Whoa!
Oh my God.
It must be. It does look immaculate. To be
Yeah.
fair, but it's a lot of money. I'd be honest. I wouldn't spend that much.
No. See,
I spend 170 grand on something else, but
that's
even so, I love the car.
that was the part of the beauty of those, though. It was
They
kind
were
of
like 70 or 80.
Yeah,
weren't
exactly.
they?
It was kind of like you
when
don't
they
mind
were
paying
that,
that.
you were like, you get a really cool car for like 70 or 80 grand.
Yeah.
And you'd much rather that over like a new Aston in a way. That would
Yeah.
be
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, but that's priced itself out of the market now.
Yeah, that's what I
So-
think. But if it's that price, some people must be paying it. If it's priced that high.
Yes, I suppose that's the only way to tell the value of it is how much people will pay, isn't it? But
Yes.
then again,
Yeah.
if it's advertised for that, then it'll probably be.
It doesn't necessarily
mean.
mean that's how much it's worth. It might be worth like 150, but they're just trying to be cheeky.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that's a lot more than you'd expect, but still,
God, yeah.
still.
I think it beats
Yeah.
that Porsche though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what we're here for.
I mean, also, it's in a bit of a different realm.
Well,
really.
you didn't say it had to be in the realm, did you?
no,
You said we had to try and impress him, and I was like, well,
Backpedaling.
I was like, I know what he's going to like.
Well,
he sounds like he's got a similar taste of cars to me.
So my next one might be in the more in the ballpark. This 993 turbo.
Oh, now you're talking.
3.6.
Now you're talking.
Which I think the 993 is the best looking 911.
That's fighting talk. Yes and no. I don't know.
So let's go through the photos.
Look
at that side profile.
Ah, right. Okay.
So it's the last
so it's
of the
the
air
Yeah,
cools.
cool. I see.
So it's what,
See, I always trip up on
90s,
I like the
early
turbo
2000s,
twist
isn't it?
wheels on it. That's nice.
Yes,
Very,
I like the
I
turbo
like it.
twist.
It's very
Yeah.
like of the time, isn't it?
One of the only cars that suits this boat tail, whale tail thing, yeah.
See, now, a customer of ours has got a 993, and he bought his just at the end of the 993s when the 996 was coming out, and he said he had his Porsche day. So because he had his Porsche day, and it was at that time, his Porsche day was in 996. And he instantly regretted buying his 993 because he was like, this is a much more of a driver's car. And he still has that buyer's regret now. He's kept his 993, but he's kind of like, I just wish I got a 996. We do a swap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But,
I suppose the last of anything, or the superlative of
yes.
is always going to give a higher value, but obviously hindsight is a wonderful thing. So,
Yeah, it is, yeah. Now, this is going to be tricky for me because, A, it's a turbo, so it's worth a lot more. And B, Porsche prices are weird at the moment.
They got that, haven't they? They were always on
everything
like
kind of
the cheaper of like the super sports car market. They were always on the cheaper side of things compared to the equivalent Ferrari or something.
Yeah,
weren't they? Whereas now they've actually leveled off quite a lot.
And I think it's because people realise that if you buy a Porsche, you buy it to drive it. You buy a Ferrari, and you're thinking, well, I can't put any miles on this. So you're going to ask me, well, how much now, aren't you?
Well, I think, I mean,
80 would be my guess.
a really
But
bad
it's a turbo.
example, I think you can get for like 50 or 60.
Yes. Yeah.
So I think 80 for
But
like
then
a
that-
nice one.
Yeah, I
bit-
reckon
bit
80
more.
to 90, yeah.
Yeah, try double.
Really, like
What?
150.
210.
Whoa.
Jesus.
But again,
But then,
it's
that price tag, I was thinking, well, actually, what other cars can you get for 210?
Lamborghini?
And so, well, other Porsches. I was
911
came
GT3 probably.
along across to the 992, which I think is a really nice spec one in better performance down the road. But also the 997,
GT3. See, that is
GT3
probably
RS.
the pinnacle of Porsche.
like all around the same
Is that the 4.0
price.
in that?
It's 3.8.
3.8. Because the 4.0 after that is probably mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even that is going to be a
Well, that
cracking
would
car.
be another 100 grand on top, probably, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
But I
That
mean,
is
I can't
awesome.
stand the red wheels on these.
I think
on
it's
these.
very early 2000s though.
It's like Club
I
Sport
think
look,
it's
isn't
very
it?
of the time, similar to the
don't-
Turbo Twist wheels. I think if you put them on another car, they'd look.
Yeah.
I know. I think if you looked at it through the lens of the early 2000s, when everything had like see-through plastic and like on the
Yeah.
iMacs and things, you can imagine some techie guy from then being like, "Want that?"
I think what they were trying to do with that, they were trying to go retro, but the wheels are too big to be red.
Because the old
Yeah,
2.7
yeah.
Yes.
had that, didn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
That,
Which
wheels
was
and
great
that
when
shit.
it was the smaller wheels, but that's
because they
that's
had
a
the
bit
black
too much.
rims on those wheels as
Yeah.
well. Didn't
Yeah.
They? So
I mean, it kind of with the other red accents, it looks okay-ish, but I think it's
I
still.
wouldn't throw it,
I don't-
wouldn't throw it away. And kick that
no.
bed.
But yeah, so that nope. Where are we? That's my second car.
Okay.
So go on then, Ewan. What's your?
Oh, see, the Targa as well.
3.2 Targa.
Yeah.
I love it in that red.
Yeah.
I just thought that was awesome.
So we've just done one of these.
You're making the wrong noises. You're not-
See, it's 1982.
Okay.
Has
Oh,
just
really?
over 100,000 miles. Manual.
Is it the G?
This is
what
just
gearbox?
I couldn't tell you what gearbox it has. Unless it just says manual.
What are the different gearboxes? Of it?
My mind's just suddenly gone blank. It's the G50. Is it the the one that everyone wants, basically?
What's the difference between that?
Is
one
it
and
just
the
more
other one?
robust? Is it?
It's and it's a nicer.
Is it like
shift,
a
basically?
updated version of a
Essentially,
original?
yeah.
Alright.
It is the kind of when someone's looking for the ideal package, you're
You
looking
have
for this.
that,
You want the 3.2 and the G50 box,
No,
basically.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just see that the old whale tail.
Yeah.
You see everything else. I just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the one of ours that we did. So it's a Widow.
The Widowmaker is it the 950 Turbo?
Well, no, yeah, no, but this was a widow's car. So
Oh,
it was
I thought you meant
yeah,
the
yeah.
Widowmaker.
So no,
Right.
it was her husband's car,
Okay.
and he'd passed away years ago and said, "Look, I want you to keep the Porsche." And she said she'd driven it once and couldn't
Never
cope
again.
with it. So
Yeah.
it had micro blistering all over the place and stuff.
Oh,
so
no.
we sort of did a little bit of paint rectification, made sure everything worked on it because it hadn't been moved for ages. And she said, "Oh, can you keep it for a little bit because I don't want to put it back in the garage just yet, and see if you can sell it." So I took it to Baffle House. Baffle House did a
Porsche event.
Yeah, I missed the Porsche one. We didn't have it ready for that, but they did another night event, and everyone got a lot of attention.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was just one of those cars. It drove lovely, absolutely lovely.
Yeah.
But you could tell it hadn't been driven for a while because every now and then, like the alternator light suddenly came on, so I had to change the rectifier pack and things like that. It's just like every time I
Those
drove it,
things.
and it was kind of like, well, I need to stop driving this because otherwise it's going to cost a fortune. So it's like, she took it back in the end, and she didn't want to sell it, but it was getting silly low prices at the time. I was trying to get it out to people, and they were like, "Yeah, but it's got to be perfect for this price, this and the other." I'm like, oh. It was an 86, I think it was.
Oh, was it in the end?
Yeah, so
this is a turbo 911 SC is what this one was.
So it's the turbo as well, so yeah, that is...
But mind you, 100,000 miles, so it's slightly higher mile than people might...
Oh, I don't know. I've got 100,000 miles on my 996, that's in 2004.
Is that going to be sub 100k or...?
It is sub 100, yeah.
Yes, but not much, I wouldn't have thought. But 90, 95...
You'll be very nicely surprised. You might buy this, actually. 46,000.
Oh.
No way.
Which I think...
Send me the listing now!
It says turbo on it. So sure they've not stuck the badge on. But actually it says Targa. Sorry.
Targa, oh yeah, so it's not a turbo.
So the SC then, a naturally aspirated 3.2.
Yes, yeah. So
so 40, so probably more around the price.
Yeah. So we were trying to get
cracking.
what were we trying to get for hers? She wanted anything above 45 for hers, and people weren't biting.
Okay.
So
It's stereotypical for the Porsche people, though, isn't it? They want it immaculate.
Yeah.
But also, like with the sentimentalness, you don't. It was obviously worth it for her to keep it if it was anything less.
That's what
than
she
that.
said. If she was going to sell it, but I was like, okay, I am trying.
You're trying my best.
Yeah.
But no, it's a stereotypical Porsche buyer, isn't it? That wants everything immaculate or perfect, all the service history, everything.
Yeah.
And
even though it's been used, basically, so it's that's the thing about a Porsche. You've got to use a Porsche.
Yeah, they all want one to drive it, but then when it comes to sell it, they want one that's never been driven.
Yeah.
It's a very contradictory.
But then that's the argument with the 996 with this IMS bearing, bug bear. So, like, if it's a low mileage one,
it's more likely to go with.
Yeah, you've got more chance of actually having an IMS bear. If you've got a high mileage one, it's already had it done, or it hasn't had it done, then it hasn't gone by now. It's not going to go.
Yeah.
No, and they say if you get it higher up in the revs.
Yeah.
Because so I went for the 97.2. So my generation doesn't have the IMS. It's the updated engine.
Yeah.
Is because that is my daily driver as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't risk having the IMS.
No.
So I was like, I spend a bit more money, and I ended up getting a really good deal on mine anyway. So I didn't actually pay more. I paid 0.1 prices for a 0.2 in the end. So I was very lucky. And it's been pretty, other than like the odds that sensor issue and the other little bits like that you
apart from having to take it to Porsche Centre Newport for the sake of time so that you could impress your girlfriend parents.
Can you blame me? I'd never met them before, and they'd heard about the car, but never seen it, and then it failed its MOT because the
coffin arms, right?
the front coffin arms, the bushings had gone.
That's a 996 thing as well. Yeah.
So it was £600 per arm. Then with fitting, as on top of that, because I don't include that in the price, it was £1,400. Oh my god! Yeah, but I was happy to have it back. Had the MOT redone within the 10 days, so it didn't cost any extra, and they all got to see the car. So I took them for a little spin. So.
Happy days.
It's
probably not worth asking which pair of cars you preferred.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. It's going to have to be, unless I can choose the two Porsches. Well, the real Porsche, not the
the real one.
I do find myself driving along, and there's like someone in one of those Porsches in front of me. I'm like, not a real Porsche.
That might put me off my next potential purchase. Then maybe I don't know. I was thinking of a V10 Touareg.
Oh no!
But then because the V10's so ridiculously annoying to maintain,
that's it.
And then I saw that the Cayenne is its kind of baby brother.
Yeah.
I've kind of been looking at Cayenne turbos.
Oh, okay.
To try and
You've gone down a rabbit hole here, haven't you?
But yeah,
none of the maintenance on either of those cars is cheap.
No.
But you're picking the lesser
brain...
of. It's like the lesser evil, I suppose, as the Cayenne.
Yeah. My man-math brain was going, right, it's going to be cheaper to maintain the Cayenne. Ignoring all the other costs, they're probably going to be more expensive. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Porsche tax.
yeah.
Yes.
But on that note,
From two Porsche owners, you can say the tax is very much real.
Yeah.
Even if
Yeah.
you do the work yourself.
Sadly.
yeah.
I did
But
my
yeah.
alternator belt for 30 quid the other day, though. I was chuffed.
There you go, see? Yeah.
So I don't need to do that as part of my service now. So I'm
Cool.
chuffed. Saved myself 200 quid.
yeah,
I'm like,
yeah, winning.
See, man, that's there. I've saved £200 on my car now.
Yeah.
You can drive that harder now.
Exactly.
Yeah, there we are. Yeah, well, thank you for joining us.
No, thank
for
you. Thank you
this
for inviting.
first guest.
Yeah.
It's been really
Been a
fun.
pleasure.
Yeah,
Well, thank you, guys.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, we'll have to pop down and see some of the stuff that's some of the exciting stuff that's going on. And when you do get that commission of the R33,
Yes.
then well, come and
Yeah, come on in.
When my car goes wrong again, I'll come and see you.
when.
Well, yeah, well, it's not an if. It's
yeah.
we can't be too optimistic.
Be realistic here. Yeah.
I'm an optimist, but I am realistic.
Yeah,
so.
definitely.
But so catch us every other week on Friday, 6 p.m. on YouTube. Old episodes are still on Spotify, but these new episodes won't be released, as I've said in previous episodes, on Spotify anymore for the time being. But yeah, I think that's all for housekeeping. Subscribe and like and all the rest of it. Catch you in the next episode.
Thank you.
Goodbye.